Good morning. Get your cuppa. It's the morning time. And I am a firm advocate of taking the time you need in the morning to reflect and to just be before you dash off to work. Now, I'm 60. I own my own business. It wasn't always like this. I've done the grinder, and I don't have to right now. So because I have ambitions to be a writer and I'm working through my own garbage, doesn't it make sense that I would do this? So a video clip that I did about 2 or 3 back was saying that, yes, I'm going to be doing these shorter videos, these impromptu videos. It's, hey, I just woke up. Let me muss my hair up. I just came from my back patio where I had a nice cup of tea when the sun was rising. And I am finishing it because it's actually a mug. So waking up in the morning, enjoying your morning, taking it easy. I have some candles going. And it's a necessity I have because I actually have an outdoor light condition that will be talked about in another video. It's not the subject here, but I'll know more about it 10:30 a.m. today. I'm going to have a conversation with a lighting specialist, and they'll let me know what's up with this penitentiary style lighting that we have installed. All right, so I'm reflecting and I'm recognizing how that really affects my heart. It's upsetting for me to wake up and see these unnatural bright lights shining onto my patio. So I don't get to see the low light of dusk. I can hear the birds, but not quite as much because those lights have scared them away. They used to frolic underneath my balcony line where it hits the land, because I'm right there in the land, and not anymore. So there's a theory I have there. But because I am a living human being that does have a right to experiencing my life to the full potential it can be without infringing upon others, I have to beg the stockholders to just put away their selfish needs to have high dividends by letting these power companies switch out our incandescent for LEDs and then change 50 wattage kilowatts to 220 overnight. And then when you complain about it, they put it down to 150. And the street light is only 50. So that's what's happening. It's a money grab because now the condominium complex either removes that fixture, which would be the least expensive for us because we rent them, or have them changed to lower wattage. So I'm going to find out how to do all of that. And I had to use my willpower for that. I have to willfully experience what my options are in a place in which I'm giving limited choices. So they have a monopoly over the lighting, and I don't get to determine what an entire community has to say about the lighting. But I'm being adversely affected in the interim. And for the last 4 months, I've had this interrogation style, penitentiary suited lighting right outside the doorway, which I have documented. You walk the entire neighborhood and all you see is our building and my apartment and my person's above me apartment and the other one's on the ground floor. We're all lit up like a high security prison, which is what it makes you feel like. It's very demoralizing. So if the controllers had that in mind, which I doubt, I think they're more of a money grab, like they're promising. I've been following DUK on the New York City Stock Exchange. It's a utility company. They're going to be putting in a little stock tip, a nuclear power plant in North Carolina, and I'm not afraid of that, so that's not the point here. The point is that they're down and they have stockholders to answer to. So they're fundraising. This is the way an MBA said, hey, why don't we get HOAs and they can determine how much ALS kilowatts they are going to subject themselves to. This is the evil genius mind, I would think. They would be like, well, we need the revenue to build this facility for future revenue building. So therefore, we're going to take these HOAs, that means homeowner association, and we're going to like take the light and like crank it up 4 times the amount, and then see if they pay to play our game, which is, well, now it's going to cost you thousands of dollars to have different lampposts with different wattages, and here are your options. That's what we're waiting for. Is the wedding dress going to be $25,000 or is it going to be $5,000? Because this is a relationship we have to have if we want to have power, and we do. So I have to exercise my willpower to find out what the F is going on with these interrogation lights. So in the meantime, I wake up like this. And make myself my tea. I go out on my little patio. Well, anyway, I'm just going to show you. And I light some candles so that my eye can focus on the candlelight. And so it's better for me to see the candlelight, focus on the natural, because there's something about that light that's mind-effery. And I told you that it was affecting me in a way that was negative. And it was more of, I recognized I felt powerless. It gave me a feeling of powerlessness. You know, like this Duke is a lot like having a relationship with a narcissist. They gaslight you. Oh, well, let's turn it down. And it just really doesn't turn down. I turned it down. What's the matter with you? It's like, no, it's really too bright. It's in my face. I can't look out at night without getting it in my face. That constitutes light pollution. In online logs where they talk about the legality of it, light pollution is any light that invades upon your private living space or cuts into your line of vision. Check, check. But they don't care because they're Duke. And so basically corporations are bullies and they're narcissistic in nature. And because I know pathological narcissists in the flesh, I recognize this shit. So it's like, oh, okay, calm down. Do what I can do to create order in my world. Make an ionizer. You know, that's my ionizer box, my ion box. Create ions. Create a positive space. Light the candles. Create a calming environment. You know? Go to the Outer Banks with a cat to Frisco Beach on a retreat. They're coming up, but if you follow this channel and you check in every now and then. I was shadow banned in 2020 for saying that face coverings were dumb, and it was in April, and I did a whole thing on it. Maybe it was in March, because I was trying to get people to snap out of it, and I didn't realize it was so, people were so afraid, and I was saying this stuff on Facebook, and I got attacked. This one woman, Jade, don't you know there's a vaporized plague on the planet? You don't say. And I've already lived through the avian flu. You know what the disease is? Watching television. So I was like very unpopular, and I realized that after a while. And I had to find my truth community. So I went to Crow 777 Radio because Crow and Jason have always been truthers, and yet with intelligence, you know, not just truthers that are like black pilled and then negative, right? There's the red pill, the blue pill, the black pill. Well, how about no pill? Don't swallow any pills. So yeah, I went there and I was going, you know, even my boyfriend was frightened. And at the time I didn't mind because the narcissist then couldn't go to bars. His friends didn't come over. I had 2 weeks of isolation heaven. And then it was like the love bombing that goes away. Because I revisited the narcissist. It's all the hoovering. It's because I went back out there into the dating world and I found out the fuckery that was out there in men's clothes. And I realized these people, these men specifically, do not get me. And why do they insist on having my body when they don't get me? And I was like, oh, maybe no men get women. But then I go, well, wait a second here. I have to like them. Why are they talking love language? Like, dude, he's like, what's your love language? I've heard that more than once. And of course, they all think physical touch means sex. Oh my God, so funny. So, yeah, the last video I did, I think I was explaining about the naysayers that were saying things about, you've been so traumatized. Yeah, if you only see my videos in which I'm talking about trauma, yeah, you would think that. But if you want to see my body of work, it's all there in playlists. Take a look. And I'm pretty consistent. I say the same stories. It's the nature of how I'm healing. I have a channel. I started my channel when I was living in Virginia just so I could have a sounding board of somebody that was sane. And I had some sane people writing back to me. And a lot of it's not on the pages, and it's in the email. And I've found men have been huge supporters. And women too. I've had plenty of women support me emotionally. But the men and women alike on BitChute, they were awful. They're nasty. They go over there to exhibit their superior moles, voles, those trolls. Yeah, them. They go over there and they say really terrible things, which is why you turn the comments off. Like, comments will get turned off or removed if they're inappropriate. You know, if a person fixates on one sentence out of a 20-minute dialogue, and then they're just going to write and complain about that, I will oftentimes wonder whether or not I need to educate them, or whether or not they're spewing their anger. And if I look at it and I feel into it, I will leave it there for a while. I'll respond. And then I let some time go by. And if that person is still like, yeah, I showed them, then I remove their comment and mine go with it, because I'm using my channel as a way to create open dialogue. I mean, it's therapy for me in my price range. I'm the product. I'm putting myself out there. I'm open to ridicule. I'm open to commenters saying mean, vicious things. I'm not open to it, meaning I'm like, here's the Medusa head. No, no. But my channel and my presence is out there, and it becomes a target. It can be potentially. However, they don't have a whole lot of power. So it's not like you give evil they only have as much power as you give them. It's probably some frustrated, sexually repressed kid in his mother's basement on his PC. So there's nothing to be like alarmed by. So I have a nice, I have a solid sense of who I am after everything I've been through. So anyway, bigger fish to fry. And the things that I'm going to go on to in my next video is I've discovered, I was talking to you just now about, hey, I had to figure myself out. Well, the last shrink I knew was a nut job who had a jello dick. And that's why I went running back to that narcissist in Virginia during 2020, because I tried to date this guy. He had all the boxes checked. He liked to do things I wanted to do, check, but he didn't do it before. He also had all the red flags. If they do what you like to do and they mirror you, that's only in order for them to get you into an interlude naked. And they want to do it as soon as possible so that you'll get hooked. And that's what happens to women like me. I bond. So, I had one person go, well, you decent? And another person, what's your body count? And my funny for this is a good one. Comedians, take note. If somebody says to you, hey, what's your body count? How many guys did you sleep with? I'd be like, my body count is 3. My first husband, my second husband, and then that third relationship, which I refused to marry. I almost lost more than $25,000 with. I paid off his credit cards of $20,000, thinking for some reason we were all going to live at one happy family together, he and I, but no. But anyway, let me get back to the joke. I digress. Yeah, he owes me $20,000, and he paid it back inadvertently. But there's a whole story there too, so forget it. But he didn't pay it back. He still owes me, the way I see it. Giving my mother a break on a real estate deal does not constitute returning $20,000 to me. So Gail, the ex-wife of the narc in Virginia, the reason why he got that 150 truck in 2015 with that Ford 150, want to know why? I paid off $15,000 on one credit card and $5,000 on another. Yeah, and I did that thinking he and I were going to buy a house together, and I needed to clear his name because his ex-wife is who drove up his credit card debt. He blamed it on her. See, I was duped. I know all the tricks. I know all the tricks, girls. So, yeah, bedhead. So, tea talks with cat chats and such. Chatty Cathy here, laying it down, telling it like it is. So anyway, I that one psychologist dude, he was a nut job, and now you know a little bit more than I intended to tell you. But the story will never change. It's the same. I don't have to remember lies because I just tell the truth. As I'm like, oh, I'm Benjamin the comedian. I may be wrong, but I'm not lying. If I get a day off, it doesn't mean it didn't happen, or it didn't happen within a given certain amount of time. So I remember that psychology guy. He ended up having this dick that malfunctioned, by the way. I would not let that thing in. And plus he was pushing it too fast. And it wasn't like he was whining and dining me. I took him to free events. Yeah, he just kept drinking out of my wine glass and being pushy because he wanted to have sex with me. And I go, I can't have sex with you. I don't have any feelings for you. And I can't do that. And I'm referring to his dick. He just like, love me, love my penis. I go, I don't even know if I like you yet, dude. I have to like you, respect you, then love you, then lust after you, right? This is how it goes. Like, respect, yeah, love, because I'm building an emotional connection, then I can lust after you, all right? But you could be also doing the 3 A's for me, motherfucker. Attention, affection, and acknowledgement. So narcissist or bad matches, toxic man, they can't last past 2 months. They give themselves away in 2 months. If you have eyes to see and ears to hear, and if you're blinded like I was with this guy, which is why I paid off his credit card. So Gail, that's how he got the money. He's a friggin' liar. And so are you. You told your kids that the courts paid the child support. So he at least paid for his kids to exist. Okay? Oh, yeah. That one younger son of yours. Oh, yeah, the courts paid us. He visited. I got to know the guy. He was dead set. So the mother did alienation of the parental alienation with her ex-husband, who's the narc, of my ex-narc. And maybe rightfully so, years of a resentment. And remember, I got a taste of what she experienced. Yes, he fucked a neighbor on her too. So, yeah. Yeah, he's like, oh, mom was the best. The courts paid us money, and that's the only way we got by. It was the $2,300 or the $1,800 a month that my ex was paying. So he did this one honorable thing, okay? Oh my God, I got away. But I'm using my channel as my platform to tell my truth to the world, and to do it consistently and with regularity, to make it a storytelling. It's interesting. It's showing just how, yes, messed up things happen. Yes, messed up things happen all the time. The second husband, when I divorced him, he immediately did all kinds of nefarious things, including canceling the insurance on my car which was I could have taken the agent to court, but I was desperate. I'm like, just fucking give me more insurance for my car. And then it's like, all you have to do is transfer it to my name, dude. Now I'm spending hundreds of dollars more. You cut me a deal. Oh, he got me at a bad time. I go, yeah, you've been in decades. You've known this guy for decades, and you've only known me for 10. You knew him for 20 years, as an agent. And you listened to him. You didn't even validate it with me, that car was in my name, and I did not need to have that insurance, whatever it was. Everything was pulled out. But without going into that, I digress again. I'm a decent human being. Somebody asked me, am I decent? Oh, the joke about the body count. Okay, this is it. What's my body count, huh? How many men did I sleep with? 3. The other men didn't sleep. That's the joke. Okay, the body count joke. Let's do that again. What's my body count? How many men did I sleep with? 3. The other men didn't sleep. What's your body count? In other words, it's actually a badge of honor how many men I have chosen to be in my life and who have loved me. However, for all the wrong reasons, I'm a delicious narcissist dream come true because I kept giving and giving and giving and giving and giving because of my conditioning that love is conditional. Love is conditional, and I kept trying to prove my worth for love. And that's a narcissist dream come true for a partner. So once you snap out of it, it took me till a while, you go through a grieving process. It's really awful. It's terrible. Your whole entire childhood is a lie, and then you get through it. So I'm in my dis-ease category. I'm in the waking up from the trauma. You know how many people die and don't even know what the fuck happened in their lives to make things the way it was? They go to their graves not knowing what the F. I will not. So I will talk to you in my next video about the principles of psychology. It's a book written in 1890 by William James. You may know Henry James as well, who was a writer. And I'll leave it at that. Oh, did I tell you the last one? Yeah. Am I a decent person? So yeah, I'm a decent person, but I've had so many indecencies done to me. I know what an indecent man is. And so, of course I'm a decent person. But why would I answer that question? That could be a baiter. That could be a mole. They're asking me, am I a decent person? You tell me, little boy in his mother's basement, typing away at your PC, going, that'll teach her, that'll get her now. And all these little, I've had people say really nasty things. Out of the whole entire 25 minute video, they find that one sentence and they're like, So you just take a look at what they are, you look at it, you go, and you turn it around. What's your body count? 0,